Yes, indeed. 1212 Radio Culture. Welcome to the show. My name is Kwesi Eson, back on reaching you from Studio One, Texas, USA. Yes, we're also live on iCulture TV, and you can catch us on all our social media platforms. We're currently live on Facebook and also YouTube. Search GH News Now or iCulture TV. But most of all, you can catch us on our homepage, www.ghnewsnow.com. And of course, we're also live on radio on modernghana.com, online radio, maximum effect, global reach. Thank you very much for joining us today. Once again, my name is Kwesi Eson, back from Studio One, Texas, USA. And today we will be touching base with well, I'll introduce my guest, but we are talking about a very, very, very important subject. So important sometimes it creeps into the politics of our country. But sometimes we leave the politics behind and we try to talk about things that concern us as a people away from the politics. Yes, one more time, we're on Radio Culture, and in a bit, I will be introducing my guest. Two guests actually I have today, and I'll start with my original guest. His name is Mr. Douglas Cranting. Douglas Cranting is he's a lecturer at the Department of Mathematics at the Mampong Technical College of Education, and he's also the Dean of Student Affairs. It doesn't get any better than that. And he's the man who's going to talk to us about the teacher licensure examinations in Ghana. Every now and then I do hear news about that. To be very honest with you, it confuses me because I hear different sides of the subject. So today we decided to call somebody who really knows what's going on to tell us what the heck is it that's going on about the teacher licensure examinations in Ghana. My guest once more is Mr. Douglas Cranting, Dean of Student Affairs at MAMTech. And we will also be joined at some point by Nana Ansako. Our viewers are not strangers to Nana Ansako. Nana Ansako is an educator. He's a teacher in the United States of America. And he will also be joining us to compare standards, best practices, etc., etc. But for now, we will be going straight to the line to go talk to Mr. Douglas Cranting, who is ready to join us. And I believe will be joining us in a jiffy. We will be right back with the show after this short break. And remember, after the interview, we also have agriculture, arts and culture, and GH reports all coming your way. Please stay on the line, stay on with us. We will be right back with the show after this very short break. The Catfish Grill, Ghana's best kept culinary secret. All right, and just like that, we are back to Studio One, Texas, USA, and I'm going to bring on my guests. Let's start by bringing on Mr. Douglas Cranting, Dean of Student Affairs at Mampong Technical Institute, and Nana Ansako, teacher educator in the United States. We are going to have a very interesting discussion, I can tell. And first of all, let me say welcome to my guests, Nana Ansako, Mr. Douglas Cranting. Welcome to the show.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for having me.
All right. And the general rule I will say is any language that Ghanaians understand is welcome to be spoken here. So at any point, if you feel like breaking into Fantichi, Dagbani, Gan, Krobo, whatever, as long as Ghanaians understand it, it's welcome. If I don't understand it, I'll ask you for clarity. But just to be sure, this is Radio Culture, iCulture TV. We promote iCulture. So any of our languages are welcome. But let's start by talking about the matter on hand. Teacher licensure examinations. First of all, Mr. Cranton, what is that? Let's say to the very uninitiated, teacher licensure examinations. What is that?
Tell now what kind, you know. I'm saying teacher licensure, idea, Ghana, not in her, but at the tray, oh, we are self and then back of it. India was a yama, ya this year, also munya. Na, if we are say you mean ya back, and no be Ghana, and as we were US, or which may be Ghana, or Ghana, no US online. So the question is, how is the person trained? So the licensure exams basically is to give teachers license, for lack of a better word, how drivers are licensed to be able to perform their duty effectively. Yes. So the license basically is to give teachers the license to go and teach our children in a classroom.
So basically saying that even after the teacher has finished their exams and have been to training and everything, you still need actual accreditation to teach. That's what we're saying,
exactly,
right?
Exactly the point. That
okay,
after they've gone through their basic first degree certification, you still need to equip. You still need a license or a regime that will give credence to the fact that indeed you have been given some basic skills to go and teach. So basically, it's that certification that will warrant you, or that will give you the permission to go and teach in the classroom.
I see. And Nana, let's come to you for a second, Nana. This is common practice around most countries, right? If you teach in the United States, do we have teacher licensure in the United States?
Yes, we do. Thank you for allowing me to be part of this very poignant conversation. I am the dam I'm reason come on platform either. Now, teacher licensure and certification, it is also done here in the United States. And it is very, very significant and important because or establish a baseline, so that opinion more can or establish a baseline or check the obia nimide, Sesebio, a chred the subjecti, and I chere maths and the mazia. So if you have was all kwatakwa, able to my channel, so if you have was all mori and other was all krufu for wamanoneda, the same thing never. Now, in as much as teachers in the Wako school as teachers will train binomen, there are different pathways America or man can be a teacher. In the binomo with corporate backgrounds and other with you make different. In our better world based teacher. In say a teacher training the door as a trained teacher. Say if you another pathway nearby certification no here. 901 more say any certification or 2 more 3-year provisional line certification no say bayan
Oh, on the baby major no.
Sorry. Say what can they? Mpocho etimanka.
Let's unka sisi akodoma mpocho. Chadoma mpocho nana.
Into to that man American. Into subject.
Oh. Okay. Nana say etimanka what line you to Tracy ewa.
My Samangula Moan.
Okay. No
Wi-Fi box for into more be.
Yo.
Mpocho sameto kwa mamenyu ambra mohodo.
Mate medase.
Yeah. In the American subject area bachelor or a day certification wo say bachelor engineering or there pass engineering and technology in the certification praxis. Say bachelor PE or physical education and no sooner wo into teacher crew into mun kada o mechira maths, mechira science, mechira day. Say kada training or they make sure the nini certification ewo. I mean, Yaminado more a basa mutumazichere engineering and technology, another computer science, another marketing. Inti kakra mutumaka ashtasini.
Medasi papa, medasi pi. Yanko Mr. Cranton Dubio. Now, opening me patrol. What is the problem with teacher licensure? I didn't know I hear such a hot topic in Ghana to say. But ebi musi ya abolish, ebi musi o debi yan reforming, ebi mukrasi debi akwakoye political issue be to a certain degree. What is going on with our teacher licensure in Ghana?
Yo, me that's very. I'm say personally I wouldn't call it a problem any longer. Because then I would I shall say na amanyosem. Essence so we call College of Education 4 years. And also I call university 4 years. Now, said that me penny you are specialized in mathematics, and also specialized in the education in a particular area. Now, see, Sierra, what about say, Omumfa Ghana this year, Emma, now quite your my dear. At the cry, Emma, Edia dances and power bit me actually, the license.
And it is show. Okay. Me too, Cabio, Afe. Me pacho to asuma.
And this is the Amanyo phone but I've been say. Some are now say those who said they want to abolish it this year, they don't see the need for abolish it because they've realized globally, USF and chance can.
Oh, internet there, ne high dream power.
Yeah, network noise some way to have connect.
But we'll make it happen. Open me patch me
the Wi-Fi networks in case one
final exams. All the major political parties have now agreed the essence or how significant it is to have a license after certification. And unti problem unti me say there's a problem. This is a manual for now.
Oh wow.
The license is good. After all, those
okay. Line why connection me too cafe, but they all kind of me 30%. But me to the summary of it, but my shadow until it's say I will be me patch or sisuma will Najina be the me patch or man ko baby. Internet one home to answer ko tia ko bio.
problem Ghana amanyosem. Fortunately for us, the two major political parties, the MPP and then the NDC, they've now agreed to see the significance of the license. So now the both political parties are now of the view that licensing, it should be done. Now it's not about the license. The license is about when to have the license examination taken. And they announced, people have the view say final exams. People are saying that they should incorporate it in their curriculum so that by the time that the person is done with the 4 years of his training or his or her training, the person would have acquired the license. So basically, nobody is against the license per se, but the issue is about when to take it. So now Ghana, say, driver to mean driver, wabra only license.
Exactly.
Say, but people got contract I say driver need license. Now or the no one say driver answer. So Ghana for idea to use a balance in here. Ebema yema addition more Ghana and so abeye addition more US in now.
Pepe. Nice one. The other sepa. Mami bisa nana say I would any Ghana system now any American system. Mami bisa so be nya license from Ghana obi ko college or Ghana onya the license onya the accreditation maybe not also by America. Can they use that? Does America recognize these licensure certificates from Ghana? And are there or there a top up or there you be before for be and Sunday too much charge?
But you are an opinion as some more can see America BB Kakras or do. May you are no.
Yo.
Mpocho licensure some no the day. I find out so that it is important for us to have it. Now, back Sregane teacher for another one I will pay the wood to as the chairman among the day. As this Yazina was the one who college in the school. Or middle were a chairman a teacher, that is about the pedagogy and how to teach and how to become a teacher in certain areas. But certification is something more and more on yazo tete when certification and more on yazo her one chair there. I'm imagining children peda was a cat when the school has this 4-year curriculum. Me peda will be 4 years now. Then you do the certification testing to prove that whatever you have assimilated and done able to reproduce na a guide them from na there is for my one so obey it to the war another wa be channel. Why imagine it? O send there on your biana sebio or teacher training college and wa be teacher when you chrome Ghana and on your American so. Inti one imagine check a cramo so be so as some for come Jesus there was but to go.
All day you jina the massam no do. You be jina the massam to yasam na bisa na we are. Remember opinion was san wa bahobio because it's I think it's a point that we need to hammer on. So yasam na bisa na we are. I will let Mr. Cranton respond to what you said.
In Ampocho, as the nan you there, say obi a teacher or Ghana or subject area bia. So the next certification and others this year upon by America, what you to, but what you to a certain level. Wabama we be a fake there, yan so herezy for count. Naza was a show made to demand the money there. They give you the provisional license and ask you to go for the certification. And once you get the certification, the Sika wasn't more say 58 or BB a pim per year. It was a big count. But matter a certification now. In some day or woman my teacher training with the computer engineering background crew from the corporate world. And our mommy certification. And I was on a the pedagogy of teaching then maybe. And then they let you do things like child abuse and neglect. Parentis and local responsibilities of a teacher ever careful being about that was a no relationship attachment na da manyama sebio ibiru kodo onye ne manube inti so obi za adesua pani fi ha ba ho a wagitum nanso ono nature ne still na wo pede praxis wo area praxis 2 wo area kra ebe travel inti makashe yeni nuanom o fie nkran de one shas nhwe praxis 2 exams in certain areas wo pede way. It is a one who bought precon and agriculture when Wabomo as a
nice. Yo, Medasipi. Na akasem or the common for baby for kakra. Me pedi ye wi ho no na 2 years and ye chi yeba. Baby na na ye ze kwade down do. Na penini chair there. This one was the licensure exams, was the best share one final exams. Until I heard you moments ago, thought it was a good idea. Osande, first of all, some of the complaints that are coming out has to do with money. Work school, we register for exam, no who scan and yama, on the whole. In the fee, so, nipa pay food or a bit inconvenient. There, where we school now, in Chawadi boom, and Chawa ye if you are in a Chawafio. But that imagine space, there, the person may do well in the final exam, but then even going forward, no, is that actual proof that they can really teach and that they are ready emotionally, temperamentally, everything to handle children? And now I'm there, Americans, so no, you need special certifications to teach very young children, like KG children. Popoto, Chehon Mumam Kakan, and not Mr. Canting Brana, on very attitude.
Okay, but you know, how monum level be a no. Once a woman with teacher certification, a certification in the area of what subject, we are wash a fit. What was it? Now, feeling in what were different principles are what about classroom unexpected, but here was it area. Or woman die your certification, but what about what's now? What here, classroom management, most in them of Ramani behave, say you here, we with them home, here of Rama one to the half hour, where well behaved, say you, Ebaba one crowd or channel. In here, I mean, I'm a cat in a classroom, now which students will be here on gate. You try to look nice. Hey, how are you feeling today? It's good to see you, champion. Welcome back to class today. Hey, how was your day? Or a day in a gate now, and there's one of them. And in doing so, no, a 2 masters one other than school this summer. Yeah, mandatory repeat. What my yes, and your maybe can't teacher certification. No, you been American today, child abuse and neglect. Na first aid before need into nyama pii what my years to now came into the American Munkofa what Moframa and other say be Moframa or autism and now Down syndrome and they may have special needs. They have to go for more
special training, Biman Sana. Okay.
Yeah,
okay. Yo, line to trust you, but yes, Sanko, or now say his reaction to what in child says the Bible. Or me pato, Nana Tra. Idea sanke yadi we ni boom na what say ye baba ni sado and shut down what papa would say.
Yo, me that's it. In fact, what I remember what you mean, guy?
Metum Kapa.
We say, and say, what is the problem? And I mentioned say, basically, I don't see any problem for any longer. But now, and you mark me position on when to me. I'm saying, say, now, I'm making any say. I'm on your 4 arguments to you and say, that I just an ombechem. Actually, no, most of them are say, oh, what was a license in a year? And until we are self and engine, for our license. Most of the advanced countries and before you teach, you must be given a license apart from your professional training, you know. Now, senior Miss me penny or church mono. And until omo adwen kyerɛ amanfo adwen kyerɛ ne sɛ ɔmo fanka ɔmo exams ho ɛna me senior kyerɛ sɛ no mo ɔno ofuru sɛ when it is detached from the 4-year training na ɛno bɛboa me gyina brɛ ankasa wɔ exams no ho ne sɛ ɛyɛ classroom situations a ɛwɔ classroom na student na ɔwɔ 4 years ɔyɛ 4 years no. Yes, every semester no pay a curriculum, no Ghana curriculum, no College of Education curriculum, no. Every semester, but from year 1, or year observation. But near Kenya say, ye would be say nipa no only skills are what is he observing? Into your quack or shania, one more confuse baby. And to say what community more, what community more, when we said ye at the Suyani at the chere, said the individual students behave in a classroom. Setting up senior economic. Children have different ways of learning. Do you have what it takes to be able to meet every learner at his point or her point of their needs because of your discharging your duties as a teacher? And you know, maybe say, it should be after the certification. After 1 year mandatory, 1 year national service now. Akwara ne kɔ community no mu akɔkyerɛ deɛ 1 full year no ɛno mo ma no anyinasoɔ ma ɔde ka nea wasua wɔ school no ama atumi anyinasoɔ ɛde atwerɛ exams no ama yɛ ma no yɛtumi ama no pass. But problem a ɛwɔ Ghana problem yɛwɔ ne sɛ the College of Education, the 4-year College of Education has been assigned to the various universities and a mentor almost. Now, various universities also have their ways of mentoring. And unti pedagogy was a nipanenya na otimi di kwakwa kyerɛ adeɛ no. Courses ni bi wɔ hɔ no a ɔnyɛ pedagogy. And I say ɔnyɛ meant to be boss na menkyerɛkyerɛ Ghana Licensure no. They are testing them in 3 areas. 3 areas, you know, baako with general knowledge in the pedagogy. And a whole specialty, and then they also assess them in basic numeracy and literacy. There's a mathematics, kakra language so kakra. But obi oho no one year mathematics no numeracy is 1 year. But general paper no eka maths no numeracy no. Into obi a okọ college a 1 year mathematics no. Ebeye den na obisa no mathematics issues a obetumi yi ano. And unti math na kabumu 3 areas in kabumu and the little money panel a passing. So most of the failures na yenya e Ghana hanumo. It is as a result of the training now, and there's a deficiency in their training. That is what is displaying at the licensure stage. And until going forward, if we say once the examination is standard comparable to all other nations, you will say you training we na you say obi obeko college bia no at least anya hwe kura no colleges of education lecturers have control over what to teach, but they don't have control as to who should be sent to which community to go and teach. And unti I was said nipa no nya training na ebetimi ma wachira de obi almost specialize in mathematics or junior high school. But if you position it, you primary school, say, primary school. Obi or home economics. Home economics, and you not primary school, say, primary school, so you need, when you are teaching a primary school, you are managing the whole class. So you teach numeracy, literacy, and everything. But here lies the case, is the training, and so when you're numeracy, at that level. So we should take a second look at how we train people or who we trained to go out there to go and teach.
Very interesting. Now, Messi Bissau, another loaded question, but my member Nana Embre Mukakra. Before that, Nana, in America, and I don't think, say, or correct me if I'm wrong, but do we also have that system in Ghana now? teacher primary school, ona no chair social studies, ona no chair cultural studies, ona no chair maths, English, Greek science, no chair. Do we still have that in Ghana? Now, Americans were the there, even at the primary school level, no, they have different teachers teaching different subjects.
Normally at the early lower levels, now up to the 3rd, 4th grade, teachers are literate to teach all the subject areas to them opinion. However, from 4th grade onwards, now subject areas now branch into one will be one specific subject. And
4th grade, Ghana class hanging.
Mezo Bagana, young funny day, Moframa ways bear between 8 and 10. Yeah, bear 8 and 10 thereof.
Okay. Yo. Now, can you remember studio? There is this talk there. There's a lot of failure, like the licensure exam, no. Apart from me, then one other issue among for company partner say the rate of failure is too high. I didn't know who say courses are there, no. And I do think that with the reform now say now has that also been thought about? Is that going to change? Open you granting about your
failure for some of us, still not making, it's not because the person is too bad. No, it's because who be son is a missa on your one year numeracy, 1 year pedagogy in teaching mathematics, and I will be sent a question about teaching mathematics. Invariably, the person will not be able to respond properly. 1 year, me person member university BD, obi a social me offer say, or yeah, home economics. But is a cultural license and so no. We know everything about simple interest and pedagogy, how to do teaching, how to teach. And basically, so the numeracy will be very difficult for the person. The other school of thoughts, there's another. And where we junior high school, and where we senior high school and some upper college. And this is a son of basic arithmetic. You should be in position to answer. The question then is, how was the person taught at that stage? And then another me one answer say, and then addition near the chair, asasa, and canon yedi baba dream. And then there be and this we use it to solve a problem. A real life situation, they use mathematics to correct the errors that you think that is creating. And until so only a corner suya sadiana and maybe sana sadiana, invariably won't mean recall. Because he was not taught to do memorizing of facts, and then what travel. And in Europe, into addition, near addition, obika, we need to demystify it. We need to change the way we do it. It must have a second. We need to have a second look at the way we teach. Do we relate it to the context of the person? Do we cite even examples? We'll be Ghana an example, I'm not citing American example. Or the UK London Bridge, and another cite example. No, the person cannot relate to environment. Now, you have no question about the person's environment. No one knows where you know they are actually. Mijiri said that is the way to go.
Interesting. In regards to that, sorry. Nana Mami Bisa, in regards to that, what do you think is the place of language in our education, in educating our children? Because Asama Mr. Krantika and Akim Adrin ACBB, so you have a teacher teaching kids, right? Now, or training chemistry, or training chemical bonding, and that's what training atoms, and now training then. Now, akra so ohun bi da me wo mu da me pese me che no okay say bia agric science o de you can say seed share for me beni ohun bi da what you say ohun bi da I be crap ya train how that process is here from them ma make crap for man na bi sa but so o train no computer science said they o train na and now o train no chemistry o train no physics o train bi sa they are using terminology that they don't really understand from the basic. And so where does language come in that process? And now, Ubeja to say that was you better adapt the local language now in explaining difficult concepts in mathematics, in physics, in chemistry, and all of that. Mr. Quentin, so I responded to that same question. Nana first.
Language, papa. In building any nation or in bonding in any situation, language is the key. For instance, like we said earlier, my background to teaching was different than the everyday teacher. And when my kids or the school kids identified, maybe I may a rap and I a poetry and I a nyumwazen, they were happy and they want to learn certain things from you. In the same manner, if you have some because because you're there in school so Ghana fan only. And I'm like, hey, then it's sure the Mazi were bound, the Mazi nyenyi to summer. Because in Yamani Biowa, everybody in Chiremina say, we would do yes, say. In fact, as American, based on that, and prior to coming for this break, I was thinking that you picture more from most way algorithm and AI, most in our build the bridges, most in our build electric vehicles. What the class skate the concept? So what are you, BBR? Nina was the kind of sketch and sana with Hujuma. It's Mojuma, I'm sorry, as a chairman of Rame. Samakana here can say Musuchre and no more Ramo. Into my imagine that this semester they be a mock school I'm opponent. As I'm a children that day, my children find similar my record the video to online.
Wow.
So Casa here.
Wow. Amazing. Yo, Mr. Cranton, so and responding to that same question. Now, with practical experience, teaching technology, teaching mathematics at a technology institute, Uber to me, my very good example. Bepachopi, Kasa, She, Kwante, whatever language, be placed in teaching maybe. Ababwa, say GES, Abajia to me say, you see your local languages, na yen fan chiradia.
Number two, that's it. Your curriculum now you use at the basic school. Am I a whole concept which you contextualize our teaching and learning? So contextualize, you look at your situation. Mid-year, you move a breed with GDS Ghana and Kola, born. Share Akola uncle school, or Baka Bontene. No, of course, I'm making Gunko, no, I can work because any car. No, I'm not you shooting. Is this person dumb? No. We are not getting something right. Now, Yanko boy and man is on my bone, or be on board. Obi on Tonto, Oko baby and Tonto. You know what you try and Tonto no send come on. No, the air car.
That's right.
The aeroplane. Obi has been Uncle school baby.
That's
Obi
right.
has been technology, and I say, Obi and children baby. But again, I was that. And Colombo, yes, and so not a mobile fear near you. Near you. Say, what do I die? You'll become the papa. What do you cook engineering?
The cat jumped over the moon. Oh, yeah, Tontoka.
Yes,
Tontoka, why a car? Who can also when you can also say, hey, akola you what me said that person need a push. Or back classroom na say chere there. In examples ni nyina no e ka brofo chere brofo no say obi kasa. It is here the yankasa ya kasa e the examples. Ye the brofo no efra. Say the bear because mathematics is a universal language, for example. Mathematics is a universal language. Say the actual of Pakistan, Sana we go to Ghana, Sana we to but my question is, obi clear my dear. Onti brofo or a Japanese professor, or clear my dear to come out, or tell me mathematics. And then or no onti were mathematics professor. And it which means that additional year will say language a plays significant role in the understanding of mathematics also a yes yourself and no senior ewo ye jade enkwala no environment ewo ho omo maame mo digwa omo nuan mo ekọ adwaba e mo bu nkonta mo so aboka wo boka so anyamfa so eno so na profit and loss e call classroom aye kire
Pepe mitochondria
oko bonwire a enkwala nwini geometry pure geometry patterns pure geometry obi nkyere no or the onwakasa nyankopɔ de ache omo nyiri penti that is the basis of geometry and so omo do anim na so omo kire omo geometry a na fe na ya asem o hwe areas of mathematics omo mo ne aspect ni bi geometry nso ade a omo de nwiro omo kente kente ne kente popo omo de ko afu so I think say we need to revisit our curriculum and stress on the fact to say, of course, Ghana basic the first 3 years, you have from lower primary. Said I can say stage 4 no. You have from upper primary. If you class echo, if you class 4 echo, you need to our medium of instruction in English. But pre-KG about P3, lower primary. No. We use the Ghanaian language. But the question is problem I oppose in the Volta region. And that's the local northern region. A whole Mokatria and Kwarantiasi. Yeah, also what training or northern region and why the bani. No matter no swaba, or matter almost posting over the Naba Kumasi, and as almost the Naba sentimental or match idea. Or the Dagbani also Omonte. And I think that we need to take the language and then our posting deployment, teacher deployment, we need to look at it as a nation.
Interesting. Yeguswa yegin komo yebe appear very soon. But yen sanfa I attention in court licensure so. Say what you identify some of the issues mass failures na the never. Me who say Mr. Clanton, it wasn't just the teachers, so it seemed to have had an effect on the children also because they showed the standards of WAEC, B, C, and all of that. You must say so gradually, and also for air folly. Is there a connection? But maybe so first, Nana. Ufu said is there's a connection between the way the licensure is done, right, and how the children perform, essentially. Do you think there's a link?
Yes, I believe there is a link. Because to them, opinion initially with language and the things people do, we have children learn differently. So my classroom, most of the case, even during break time, and they want to come there. People allow just 15 people per classroom, but you come to my class and there are like 50 students wanting to be there to learn something. Why is it that way? Because people learn differently and each person is supposed to be encouraged in their own space to learn. And before the semester starts, we know about students be an issue or they give you their individual education plan or an IEP. Into do a richer class and a certain syllabus or a certain systems also no be a style or a door nature. So though ye as a training order, your expectations be done, yeah, the children keke na communication na communicating na friend or task no task for them. So sometimes in your BB there, we have to take them as partners in education or lifting the load. Into there, as in one be someone open-ended questions there. The mazi ebeyedene I suna no kwan. Another the master me century yet no home be abazin ebeyafa. So we give them the room to operate. And there is a direct correlation on how I impart teaching, how I examples, how I on visual cues in order for them to learn and maintain it.
Yo. Now, Mami Bisa that Mr. Clancy, maybe Bisa Semiana I hope say you be now, but now you Bisa that question. Oh, good, there you are. Yo, Mami Bisa that same question. No? Ufu said there's a connection between the high rate of teacher failures in the licensure exams, no, and the standard or the quality of the BEC results, no. Is there a connection?
Yeah, yes, I think so. And I think so. And obi born home modern ewo basic school. Now born home modern ewo senior high school. There you can see that link. Then that doesn't mean to say obi born home obi won more as a progress, you know. None money born so any. Bisu ohon mo nso a ebisu ohon mo nso a ne kwan a offer so a opass BEC SSC, you know, or back college we look at the results. We don't question the person's results. Then whether say the person indeed reflecting the performance, we cannot unless examinations. And we also relax our rules and regulations. Nipa no one the GPA follow below a certain GPA, below a certain point. The person might need to retake the exams. But you know, we don't retake exams. I just at the senior high school level. BEC, we don't repeat anybody. Ain't the mass how do you call it, promotion. But what colleges now? But me was say what do you mean mark obi school and say has a person actually been to senior high school? Because basically, you know, college, university first degree, the first year, the 2 semesters in is to test the same concept that they learn at the senior high school level. You see, at the second year that they begin to do indeed tertiary stuff. And you say mass failure, no, so many factors are. Maybe say Emma Kwame outlining, maybe your students and some attitude. Or person or pass exams at all costs. Also, owns the idea. And you know, or virtual, you know, things to be at the assistant of home. Na a normal basa. You heard of leakages, examination leakage. And if you say, "Senipa na home," and also we are also there is one pass exams and one name fast work, and also can one thing and be a person pass exams. And you can't be a paper faculty and no place or some pass na me pass it. And until that is why any yes say yenya botre as a nation, maybe say what is good for us. Then we begin to look out for those things. Then we go in for those things. Then say mass promotion and fan for today and obi be university no kura body krata pa and so for bibi man of simple thing man on to me no say certificate no kwanya no how did the person acquire that certificate? But then you know it's an indictment on all of us as a nation. When they mean man for NC and me teacher person see, let's treat ourselves as we should see our students as partners. Might be a teacher and much what business do I have in staying there to continue to teach whilst the students will continue to pay? No, I can say, we need to be responsive enough as teachers. say akwara wodi na ba ni ma me ni papa betimi a chena dan ko amfa na ama yen tu ebo ase yen chena bi ni na akwara be fi ensam no na akwara na kasa appreciate the fact say indeed me call acheche ko ensam no masua bibi manya bibi ma brabo asesa masua bibi ya manya bibi popo ni wani daso a metimi atu anamo akomanim also na me penny kasa say when even it's time for break, even though 15 students in a classroom, eventually not about you have about 30 or more than that students around you. That is how a teacher how you have time for your children. And then additional for no about I'm on discussing more problems. No how everybody the learning style what we have a channel or additional towards to meet the person's learning needs.
Nice. Yo, the Nkomoni baby, and answering baby, and you one question for each of you. May the Nana ever started. Nana, one question I made a chat to Ama on say, America, the world must share a deal or no. Most charge or America. In a most charge or Ghana no. Even I did every day Ghana system no. This sheer fee America system no more. Considering that of course we don't have to copy blindly. Why are there? Why to shoot them? But still, there may be something that will be universal. Are you able to use
Madawana say, today may can apart from teacher certification in Komo easy, say yes, as the Siena sa, what designated teacher mentees mayanina obia or mentor. Or look up to him. Into the Sebio, Mabao Nasa, Mabe Busia, Ibiasa, journalism, Namabosia, Mabo Nasa, or be designate to Amam de Chiramaze, and woman freedom to devise the syllabus and other develop the lesson plans Nazaya Bay. And only your professional learning teams or the department be our engineering side, the teachers are on once in every 2 weeks or once a month be a yesiem na using kita honda abazo no rekodo as a yerichi or tedana another day. See, I'm from our graduated them June. You will be our friend completer survey. Na completer survey no more any day will be some one obia no phone number and email. I had to call 146 students. Na 146 students na above from one no so say be Obama no is this kind of case do why as the after one. Na Ghana here teacher for ya more bread do. Trade teaching environment na schools ni bi oya ho. A man for tum word and what for months but they are but they never won't be in school then won't be in school at then won't be in more bob teacher for. Share in that day I can see binum the what's name here mutual suko school or Ghana how. When I just some noise and yanka computer some. America na there ways to say Ubia him the 1-to-1. Most of the schools are all Virginia Beach area and Damazano. But there can normal everyday yamana or there will facilitate as a chair another there will may a teacher from an age man OCP. In a dama mentorship now occasional check-in with them to see the we him war as a chair no Daminya many na obwa. Ne teacher for one assignment na wakutu America better than that today. Wo na watche bi na so na obosoma so wuskan da wa account. So ha binum wo ba kira za wasi bi o ho obosom ebosoma bi na na ba sa na binum wo na areas mbai. Na ye besra so the strike to someone.
Mr. Cranton is sure. I can't push maybe in the neighbors. And we did it on Bosume and I. It's not so sure.
Yeah, it doesn't happen like that. Now, where I'm saying, when with the whiskan and I'm condor bottom. It's worrying you that can be the America day another day. Into Master Ghana teacher for winning a pinty now. Wome engagement na so way in year a man na baby obokobia no wana setna yenyes kra
Medasipi. Now, some Kenya, Enna, or the Bibisha Margin, and there, COVID time, Enna, a state like New York, social assistance for students, until when before Banoko Square, they get a free meal, they get free, and before it's banned what's it coffee, until when the COVID came, and these people were cut off from those meals, the government within New York State, at least, realized promptly there, these kids may be losing something vital, which is a meal. And so what did they do? They actually sent checks to people's homes. Okay, COVID wasn't no one, but still, that's not going to deprive them of that meal that they were getting in school. So then they sent checks to their homes so that they can buy food for them. And that's on that level. Next teacher and so to them making work at your no or home or resources in here or hobby. You have a free mind to teach and to learn if you have to take the licensure exams. But then if you have to think of your farm, another your side hustle, because your money may not be ready at the end of the month now. That's a huge problem. We know you are doing Papa. Mr. Quentin, thank you very much. Finally, also, so a question I made a big chat to amount. They said, Ministry of Education. Where do they come in all of this? What do you want them to do regarding the teacher licensure exam? Teachers, first of all. And disclaimer now meant to kind of say, me might be a teacher, me might be educator, all the way to the district deputy director of education and all of that. I'm very passionate about. So much but I never had any form of certification. But at least me be a teacher. Enough. I put to the Ministry of Education regarding this licensure issue.
That's it. Mestre say licensure exams it has come to stay. We are see baby say be careful obi go school Ghana ha no ma anya ne botan say ababe man adwuma ye Ghana ha nko a o emu anu anya kwanya na okwabuchiri that's office of person okira de a ahyanso de a kire say okira de the license enti ye nyina je to say it has come to stay. A standard practice all over the world. Inti Ghana eka wiase mo Ghana ntimi ntwi ne ho mfim sisi amanyofo nyina hu se ehu hia no ye nyina ne wose ye nyina ye ne se ebra e wose omuteki license exams no eno ne sisi ade aka na afutu amede be ma Ministry of Education and is a teacher for ebre pa e wo Ghana ha inti ya besre teacher ba ko a o kire classes miensa no akabum class 1 class 2 class 3 teacher ba ko class 3 class 4 class 5 class 6 teacher ba ko and a KG so the whole 7 streams KG1 KG2 P1 to P6 teachers miensa na simienu enti what kind of effective work can you do what bra man for so lances mandatory national service area omutiti fi enti megidi say babia ehia wo na ho na wodi usika ekwakwose enti education there humasua ayaresa enye non-negotiable. We should not toy with the lives of our children.
Still internet. Okay. Yo, but you say Mr. Quentin Bessan back na yenyan for the very final words. But say yenyan before but the for we finish space. Na maybe so there abadina Ghana botum we suefi American system. Abadi so na fi the Ghana so botum share with America in terms of education.
Ghana as able to me share with the American education in passion and the zeal in the Ghana teacher forward. Yeah. Ghana for teachers no wodona zilibia was a Juma no serious. And Bijiz there, Ghana teacher ni bia ni hoko baby no man bia do in successful by virtue of our work ethic. In Ghana teachers want a work ethic and it is exemplary, and I think they should maintain it. Able to me there was a time I know school principals and others break the woman international professional exchange, whereby per every 3-6 months and the teachers by 10 Baba Ghana or yeah, but the one bomb different schools. And maybe Ghana teachers so by 10 by Yankia once about not 3 to 6 months. No cheddar the watcheren were how na mobile to me see if you mizabo buffin with Siaba. And I want to saw Bahan while boshing he soon the most na chrazi. And Ghana students also were very good in the sense that women they often so they are good students, but sometimes you have to cajole and coerce them to learn and do certain things. But Ghana students and Charlie one full school bus in Babia one nan so bare miles. So or the Nijin as in a was a babusian. So these are things I am able to be
I share with America. Nice. Yo, that's it. Mr. Grant me patropi internet no. I'm a young to the end part of the now can do patrol. Pick up from where you left off mine. I am sorry.
Nani American say there are empty classrooms as we speak in Ghana. So many of them. And the best rest among we teachers a year or more license are buying is looking at the finances. Some of us have the view say, but yeah, what do we need a one? You take care of that. And the human education may help there. We need not to joke with it. You need not to accept me will scan sana me be back to school. What do you back to the school fees? In the same way, we want to urge government to also prioritize education. Say classrooms like that no more teacher for no more you know. If it is World Bank and our constraints now, they should discuss it with them because it's an essential service. And now amount for Sunya Jumanye na Yama Omote and Miasi Sunya de Sono. Maybe some will say, how much does it take to put up a state classroom burden? And now could be a CO2 no more to Miasi Mutia idea. I think it's 21st century. And we are expecting our children to compete with other children around the world. And into your best say, of course, I buy a born home day. I buy a abako, ne aben they are doing well, but they should do more. There's more room for improvement. Teacher for take them a fear or more license. Qualified teachers or munya at the children it's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. Say classrooms, say no more. Teacher for teacher for you want to say around 80s Omuko Nigeria. No, the teachers are there in abundance. The classrooms are there empty. So what are we waiting for? When we say that, what? No, I know they ain't being as much we are in your school. So I want to plead with Ghana Education Service to ensure, say, yeah, this year Ghana for this year, we are more licenses, you know. They should deploy them to the various communities to go and work.
Sound advice, very sound advice, coming from a man who knows exactly what he's talking about with his experience in the classroom and, of course, in life. Yedasipi said Munyabre Edimai and Mr. Douglas Cranting, Dean of Student Affairs, Mamtech, Mampon Technical. I was signing a lecturer in mathematics. Me who be a lecturer in mathematics and a maths teacher who me shine with a different eye. Because the way I mean, Messia sound maths, no. Me who be only math to the level I at this, you know, I look at with a different eye. So a lot of respect to you, sir. Thank you very much. And Nana Ansako, so a maverick. He's a next level with the technology. Nana Ayobia, Ghana would like to look at this man because he has a lot to offer the youth of Ghana in terms of the emerging technologies, AI and all of that. Nana Ayobia, or no Okunini power. Now, one more we say about the Nansana, sorry so. a lot of times, Utie or Chame Kwame interviews or your reference to Papibia or Corny Ho, Ekutie, Nasema, and no Emma, a setting of Genia, and no Dabe or Chame Kwame. Or Chame Kwame gives credit to a certain guy, idea, or Cheno, rhyme, any rap. Muti Asana Americano, or Chame Kwame, or rap doctor, no, or say Papibi, and a Cheno rhyme, any rap. That man is who we are talking to right now, who we just spoke with, Nana Ansako, PLM.
Yes, sir.
Nana, thank you very much. Nana, that's it.
It's anytime.
Yes, sir.
Committee or Chame Kwame interview, yeah, you baby son say, Ebani saying, and now we start therapy and not okay, say, oh, Papi PLM. Another time,
yes,
topic will never leave it be. Thank you guys so much for making time for us today.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yo, you better ACP na yatwa ejumaniso. So far, so good. We are going to be cutting over to Studio 2 in a short while. Studio 2, please get ready. We will be crossing over to you shortly. But before that, no, we'll be going for the editorial. We'll go for a short commercial break. When I come back, I have the editorial for you before we cut over to Studio 2. Studio 2, please stand by. And back, please take a seat. In a couple minutes, we should be crossing over to Studio 2 in Ghana. We will be right back after this short break with the editorial. Blood of the flame will never.
Ayanaya. Whoa, Zayana Yahweh. Whoa, Zayana way. Whoa, Zayana Yahweh. Yo, listen, man. My name is Ja, beloved. You can call me Kwesi back when the occasion calls for it. You are watching iCulture TV. Keep it locked. iCulture TV, Africa, from African perspective.
All right, thank you very much for staying, and we are back. I'm going to crave your indulgence to take about 5 or so minutes for the editorial, and then we should be on our way. Today's editorial, Airborne. My name is Kwesi, son. Back home, I come in peace. I never come to please. Now, today I have a few salvos of friendly fire for my brother. I call him my brother because that's what he actually is. He's somebody that I know and respect a lot. Nana Kudo Jantwa. Nana Jantwa, as a matter of fact, if you remember, was one of the guests that we invited on the relaunch of our Studio 2 and all of that. Nana Jantwa has also had a stint with us, GH News Now, in case you don't know that. Okay, yes, Nana Jantwa has actually worked with us before. He has handled this platform before. So he is very close. This is not anything coming out of any form of malice whatsoever. This is friendly fire. Akoko nai etiaba in Kumba lewa. Okay, so let's talk about things. Nana, okay, all right. Now I'm going to make this very short. So I recently saw a video, and I'm going to keep it short, so I decided not to play the video. I'll just cut straight to brass tacks. If anybody wants to watch the video, they can go find it for themselves. But I saw this video, Nana, where you were talking about John Mahama needing to apply wisdom because he is arresting too many opposition members. I will not go into why anybody is being arrested or whatnot. I will not go into the nitty-gritty of any of that. So if anybody knows, if anybody has been arrested wrongfully, then that's a case, that's a matter. But just on the case, just on the level of inviting people to investigate, Nasa Okese, the president should apply wisdom in that case. I have a huge problem with that because you have a loud mic, Nana. When you talk, people listen. People of no mean estates listen to what you say, right? Politicians listen to you. Priests and pastors listen to you. Everybody, all the good people of Ghana listen to you. So when you say something, and Shada and Danikwenwa, I think that we owe the good people of Ghana a reaction. Why do I have a problem with what you said? Nana, first of all, you are a crusader for the right thing to be done. You are a crusader for anti-corruption. You are a crusader for a better Ghana. You are a crusader for doing things according to how they should be done, for the benefit of everybody. Fair enough. That said, no, not say yekese obi akwakofa bibia enisofa. And Nana, you yourself, during the 8 terms of Nana Adudan Kwakufa, you were very vocal about some of the corruption that you were perceiving at the time. It is at that time, if you perceived corruption, Nasa and they are free or more involved with that. It's a omu or one. Yen from Unko Jina, Keshi shooting range. Yen from Unko Jina, Sabi, Bibia. Yen from say, Domo air ko Bibia, you may be so one was them, or more access to lawyers. As is done in every country, bro. As is done in every civilized society. Now, as a journalist of your repute, Uber out to call that not applying wisdom, that is not good. Let me just say that. I'll try not to use any adjectives, okay? You're my brother. But that's not right. Because it looks like you are not assessing the issue properly. It's one out of two things. It's either you're not assessing the issue properly or you are being disingenuous. And either way, it's a problem because you are somebody of high pedigree when it comes to accessing and dealing with political issues in Ghana. It is a bad BBC, that's a whole reaction to it. They said John Mahama did not apply wisdom because people are being arrested. That's a problem. The second part of that problem is that John Mahama did not arrest anybody, bro. John Mahama did not arrest anybody. There are institutions of state which you have advocated for to work the way they should. So if these institutions of state have identified certain discrepancies and they are going after the people who should answer for these things, how does that become John Mahama not applying wisdom? What sort of wisdom was he supposed to apply there? Was he supposed to intervene and call the yoke and say, oh, Charlie, stop arresting these people? Is that what you say? Is that what you're saying, Nana Jantwa? And then at the same time, no, you also will be, maybe not you personally, but you will also hear people say, oh, you're kind of saying, ora, no crap, no, tefre crying to me in Chibi, daring the people. And then when they arrested her, then you come and say, John Mahama didn't apply wisdom. Where does that come from? Nana, you're mind. Young kind of sins so unkind from unkind and that will be a problem. That's going to be a huge problem because why? Your idea of John Mahama applying wisdom, and you give the example, and they said during Akufo-Addo's time, certain MPs were collecting double salary, and Akufo-Addo did not arrest them. So John Mahama should apply. Oh, Charlie, Nana, come on, bro! Like, come the F on, because essentially what you are just saying is that we should continue with the same old, with the bullshit status quo that moves Ghana nowhere. You scratch my back and I scratch yours. When you did the nonsense, I didn't arrest you. So I'm also doing nonsense. Don't arrest me. And you call that applying wisdom. I'll end like this. Nana, I know the pressure that comes with sitting behind the microphone. I'm very much aware of that. I will never run away from that. That's why I don't have a daily show. That's why I run away from a daily show. Why? Because I prefer to think through things before I say them. I prefer to examine issues before I grab my microphone to profess. I prefer to do that, especially in this era that we're living in, because you know what? The internet does not forget. Whatever you say is on record. It's your CV. So forever, Nana Jantua, you'll be seen as saying one thing and professing the other. Because on one level, I'm watching you pontificating about all the wrong stuff that's going on in government and how they are not right. And on another level, I'm hearing you saying that the people who are alleged to have perpetrated these things should be left to go free. And you call that applying wisdom. No, sir, that's not wisdom. And not only is that not wisdom, that's corruption. That's the same corruption that you preach against. So if this is your stance, sir, then I will not take you serious anymore. Because I would think that you're saying that you're talking about all the corruption only to come back and say that let's apply wisdom and let them walk scot-free. It makes no sense. My name is Kwesi Eson Bakun. Nana, again, like I said, this is friendly fire, all right? I think, say, maybe the pressure of having to jump on the microphone and say something. Sometimes wait a little bit. You don't always have to speak. Certain times when you don't have to, don't speak. Certain times when you have to postpone and research a little more, do that. Certain times when you have to just curl back, curl back. But mind what you say, because what you said, I don't think was coming from a good place. I don't think, say, that's actually what you think. I know you are way better than that. I don't think that's what you actually really think. Say, Muhammad did not apply wisdom by what? Because certain people are being arrested. Two things. Number one, those people, it's within the law for them to be called to answer. Number two, Muhammad is not in charge of Ioku. So where was he supposed to apply any wisdom? Number three, do you hear Ghanaians on Muhammad's neck about oral? So it's a campaign promise, so you should do something about it. And you are saying, say, him not doing something about it is wisdom? That is terrible political advice. But I will leave that there. Again, my name is Kwesi Eson Bakun. I come in peace. I come not to please, even if you are my brother, Nana Jantua. I'll leave the rest for Studio 2. We go for a short break. When we come back, Studio 2 is airborne and the rest of the show continues. Thank you for making time with me. I'll see you, God willing, next week with another segment of my show. In the meantime, one love. I'm out. Blood of the flame will never. Ayanaya. Oh, Zayana Yahweh. Oh, Zayana way. Whoa, Zayana Yahweh. Yo, listen, man. My name is Ja, beloved. You can call me Kwesi back when the occasion calls for it. You are watching iCulture TV. Keep it locked. iCulture TV. Africa. From African perspective.
Is an African thing. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for representing for Ghana. Yeah. All I own and know me, I go by the name Stone Boy. To this. When the kids stop to shine, giant go blind. I'm up on the leather so hard me up. Just show me a sign. Me see long time, so the eyes never be turned like wine. Cause few get chosen, but many are. Some of them chosen, but we stand tall. And we are flying and we not crying. To what I can hear, we are born. Don't know what is who is.
Today I've come on board to support. Yeah. So you are now welcome to the final episode. Yeah, so I welcome you to the final episode of the poetry production series. And today we are going to focus on the marketing and then especially the disease production first, the disease conditions in the poultry production, especially prevention, because we say prevention is better than somebody say cure. It's better than cure. Yeah, and it's cheaper to prevent than to treat. Yeah, so today we have some common poultry diseases like Newcastle, Gumboro, etc. that we want to talk about. And then so we have to start with the Newcastle disease. You know, in poultry production, it's nice to have some poultry, but if you are observant, you see that along the line, the birds start to exhibit some signs which tells you that there's something wrong with them. And with the Newcastle disease, you see that they will be twisting their necks, and then as if they are looking upwards, sideways, and then at times when you look at their this thing too, their feces, there's some greenish stuff inside. Yeah, and then as they twist their necks like that, they can suddenly just die, and can cause you some deaths. So in the poultry production, the experts have analyzed the whole production line from brooding to sales, and has noticed certain times when certain diseases crop. Get to the vet people, they will give you something like a timetable of diseases. So we need to prevent it. So there's this thing, a vaccination that is done earlier before the thing arrives. In poultry production, we know that at age 2 weeks or 4 weeks or 5 weeks, these things do come. So you prevent it before that time arrives. So the best is when you get to the veterinary officers around you, they give you that list. You request it from them. So before, and then even they can give you the timeline that you can do those vaccinations. So with the Newcastle disease, it can be prevented by vaccinating them. So you get to the what they call it, the vet officer, then he comes in and vaccinates them. So you won't have a problem. The birds will be strong and good, and they'll be moving about, eating and growing. Then secondly, we have another disease we call gumboro. That one, they also have the birds, you see that they show signs of weakness. Now, motion, they are not very fast. They stand at one place, and then their feces too, they get some white stuff, or I may say white diarrhea. The Newcastle is greenish, but this one is whitish. And then at times when the attack comes, the mortality is very high. Yeah, so they can just be dying off like that. So when you follow the this thing, the timetable, I may say, or the prevention line, the dates prevent by vaccine and all those things, you will see that you can prevent the disease before it comes. And then we have fowl pox. Humans too, we have chicken pox. But this one is fowl pox to a fowl. No more chicken pox to human. And then with the fowl pox, you see that there's blood in their droppings. Yeah, there will be blood. When you see the droppings, you see some blood inside, and it makes them become weak. And then when they are weak like that, you see that though they are growing, but instead they are losing weight. When you lift it, you expect a certain weight at a certain age, you don't get it. So that one too, with the coccidiosis, we have this thing that you can apply, and then you save it. So as I said, we know the times when some of these diseases occur. So you have to do the thing before the time comes. So when you follow the schedule, the vaccination schedule, vet people, it will help you to be able to prevent them. Yeah. And then there's this another one called what do you call it? Chronic respiratory disease. The signs is, you see that the bird will be wheezing as if it's not breathing well. You're having difficulty in breathing, and you can hear the sound, like that. Yes, and they will be coughing as well, and then there will be some discharges from their noses, nasal discharge. As we said, it's a what do you call it? Respiratory problem. Yeah, chronic respiratory disease. Chronic because it's continuous. It doesn't seem to end. So that one, you have to also, in fact, sanitation is one very important thing in poultry production, especially housed poultry that doesn't go out and things. Sanitation is very, very important. And biosecurity, the farm, there are some people, you say that they place new boots within the poultry pen So when you go, you only wear that one. The one you came from outside, you leave it outside, so that you don't carry anything from outside into the poultry farm. So we have some what do you call it? It's cheaper to prevent, as I said before, this thing than medication or than curing. And then the biosecurity measures that you have to adopt to help the sanitation to improve is that whatever equipment you are using that on the farm should be disinfected. Yeah, you disinfect the materials that you use there, and then you restrict the visitors, entry of visitors into the poultry house. No, you have to be going there, or whoever is a worker there. The restrictions must be to you people, not just anybody who can. Oh, why are there share? You say you can stand outside and look, but don't let him get inside. But explain to the person to that because of this, he might carry something he cannot see, but which might affect the birds for you negatively. So he will understand. So you restrict them, and then when you see some of these diseases, as I've already mentioned, in some of the birds, you quickly isolate them so that they don't spread it to others. So you isolate them, and then whenever there are some new birds coming, you quarantine them. I mean, you put them aside. You don't let them join the old group. You put them aside for some time and observe them to see if they have some sicknesses or something. After some time, when you see that everything is good, then you can, yeah. And then rodents, they are everywhere. No matter what you do, they'll come. Some even come from the bush. Yeah. So that make sure that you have baits around or traps and things that will limit the extent that they can enter the place. When some birds die, you might go and some of these diseases die suddenly. You quickly take it out and then dispose of it, safely. Yeah. And then also cleaning is very important. Cleanliness is next to godliness. It applies everywhere. In your business too, you must be clean. So don't take them for granted. Though they are working in their offices and all things, so they are used to that. But make sure that everything around the farm is clean. Yeah. And then, as I said, the vaccination schedules, don't joke with them. It will cost you far less to prevent the disease than to try to cure them. Yeah. So now, um, vaccination, as I'm saying, it reduces cost. It's just some small drug administered when the bird is healthy against some infection or disease that is expected to come, and it costs less. Now, after you've done everything, and then the birds are grown, now you cannot be feeding them always. Even big birds, they eat so much. So the bigger they come, the more they eat, but they will not put on much weight again, except the layers. As for them, that's their job. They'll be laying. So, but the one for the table, like broilers and all those things, we have a timeline for them. After that time, when you keep feeding them, you might not get good returns. They will just be consuming the food, and then the returns would never be enough. So you have to quickly try to dispose of them. Yeah, and then so in the marketing of poultry products, we have several things that you can get from the poultry. You can get beds, live beds. You can get eggs, day-old chicks for some people. If you are a breeder, if you have a breeding house or something, Yeah, or even what their manure is the best for farmers because they don't urinate like dogs and cattle and sheep. They urinate separately and then they release themselves separately. No, the birds, both the urine and the feces is mixed up. So it is rich in nitrogen. Yeah, mostly the white part of it is uric acid. So when you apply poultry manure and then you apply cow dung, you see that the effect of the poultry manure on the crops is higher and faster than the cow dung because why? The cow has urinated the urine somewhere else. So poultry manure is very, very good. So for organic farmers, if you apply it well, it will take about a year or two before you can apply again. So poultry manure is also now very hot. It's a hot cake. There are some places when you go, you have to deposit some amount and write your name down before you can get the poultry manure because many people are patronizing it. Now, potential customers for poultry farming. You cannot do the poultry farming just as a hobby. If you are really into poultry, it's for profit. Yeah, and then once you supply the needs of people, they also pay you. You also make some profit. So when you are into poultry, you have to target your customers, like households, some of the schools, even these school feeding programs and things, hospitals, hotels, supermarkets, and these wholesalers. You must. Why is the birds are growing? You must start making those contacts so that as soon as it's ready, you don't waste time. Then you deliver your products to them. Yeah, and then that you move forward. Especially apart from that, you don't have to just. It's not all products that you can just sell out who raw like that. You have to make some value addition. Yeah. Especially with the eggs like this, you got to clean them well and then grade them, sort them, grade them. Yeah. So that when you go, this one is this one is this one is this. You just don't have to mix them up like that. And then some of the packaging of some of the things, when you see it, wow, you'll be attracted. So try to make some attractive packages and designs, yeah, just to attract people to get your stuff. And then you can process the chicken too. If you are into live birds or something, you can process them into like what we call chicken spare parts that we import. Yeah, we get it straightforward. He's not going to kill it no. It's already processed. It takes it to kitchen and it's straightforward. Yeah. People don't have time for a lot of things. Okay. So apart from that, with the poultry production too, there are some challenges. There's challenge everywhere. Challenges make us grow. Challenges make us learn. Challenges there is this high cost of feeds these days, disease outbreaks, poor access to finance. Poultry is a capital intensive business. So if you don't have good finance, it will disturb your production process. And at times too, there is this market fluctuations that at times people be demanding it, but at times too, the demand comes down, and so you have to plan those days. Then we are talking about climate change is affecting a lot of things. It's one cause of the high cost of feed because production in the field for the maize and all those things are affected. So we've what do you call it? We have some practical tips that you can use to help your production. That is because it's a business, stay within manageable numbers. Don't just go, I want this. Do you big? This guy has 20,000 beds, and no. Look at your staff, look at your strength, and look at your resources. Yeah, and then you be within your means. And then when you want to buy quality products for feed and all those things, and even the DOTs, get quality ones. When you get quality, 50% of the business is already down for you. And then you must maintain, as we said, strict hygiene to prevent diseases. And then okay, poultry farmers and veterinary officers are twins. Yeah, you are always consulting the vet officers because they are trained to help you. So always maintain a good cordial relationship with them so that your business can go on fine. Yeah, and then as I'm saying, apart from the the vet officers, they can help you in doing so many things. The vet officers are for the health of the animal, but the real production, other aspects of it, the agri extension agents are also very good. Yeah, they can feed and things for your animal. So you have to maintain a good this thing with them, relationship with them, and then you must continue to learn because technology is improving, new things are coming. So try to be abreast, yeah, with new technologies to help you to have a good business. So okay, for the moment, this is what we have for you. Okay, so we are speaking what we call photocasa. Yeah, there are people too who listen, and then we would like to bring it to the tree language so that others who cannot understand the English language too, they can benefit from the tree aspect.
Say America Crane no ye started ye series e wo poetry ye chemu miensa na ye din ka ye mienu dida me din ka ye mu mienu ende ye bra pani ye Mr. Atimosis ona ya me no ye sa program we ono so ebe ye the last bit no na said ye ne de bia no ye no potokase mu wi a ekurafo no omu dodo na sebi omu no answer dan ko school anko chire bebre nti na say ye de ba ye twi kase mu so na ye fe ni sen omu so etumi enya nkyerɛkyerɛ ni bi and then no de ye kan ho asɛm titire ye yare fensen said e besi ebehwɛ ma yare na embampo said e broni friend disease prevention ana marketing said e beton ye no mana ye adwuma na ye no de fi moba no said e beton ye no ba ye no ana said e be ma portrait adwuma na kasa no emfaso amaye nteno nsisi a ye behwɛ edikan no ye de yare no na de hya ase yare ye babo so first friend Newcastle disease sa yare no e kam one a enoma bi a uhu ene se bo hu se ne kon no achia na I say aposase no madam for because your friend poposomiasis no ho popo sa afi so ne janan no eye ne toilet a okọ no bo se toilet ni ye green afei bo hu sɛ mmoa no so wuwu a wonte ase sɛ de obesi aso ano ɛne sɛ yɛwɔ paneɛ bi a yɛde wɔ ɔmo yɛfrɛ no vaccination sɛ esi yare na no kwan sɛ de yɛ nipa koraa yɛtumi kɔwɔ tetanus ne ɛho keka ho no woyɛ de si ano afei so good hygiene wodi hɔ nea saa yare no ɛmba ɛtɔ so bio no yɛbɛfa gumboro disease gumboro no sɛ ɛka ɔmo a de wohu no sɛ mmoa no ɔmo ayɛ weak ɔmo ntumi nkeka ɔmo ho yie afei ɔmo so agya nan no wosɛ yɛka sɛ first one ɔmo agya nan no yɛ green wei gumboro no ka ɔmo a ɔmo agya nan no yɛ white ɛna afei ɛno so eku ɔmo paa deɛ ɛtɔ so bio ɛne fowl pox no bohu sɛ ɔmo akokɔ ne dam no esi na pempem no ɛne deɛ wɔ na bɔdwe ase no ɔmo fɛ no wattle no bohu sɛ ɛho no ayɛ kuro ɛno na ɛyɛ fowl pox no afei so coccidiosis no so ɛka na bohu sɛ n'agya nan no ɛyɛ ɛfrɛ no sɛn emogya wɔ mu afei aboa no kasa so ɛnhyɛ da nti apɔ wayɛ weak ɛna afei bohu sɛ ne mu ɛnyɛ du bohu sɛ aboa no gyina hɔ kɛseɛ but woma no so a hata sɛ de bɛyɛ si ano ne sɛ wobɛkipi hɔ neat ɛm sɛ in poultry no biribiara no neatness no ɛho hia papapapa sɛ wobɛdi hɔ ni wodi hɔ ni a ɛsolve problems bebree ɛna yɛwɔ friends anti-coccidial medication coccidiosis no yɛwɔ ɛho paneɛ wɔ hɔ nti wokɔhu yɛ friends veterinary for no a ɔmo bɛba aba bɛhwɛ afei next one a yɛbɛka yɛ chronic respiratory disease no ɛba a ɛka ɔmo a deɛ ɔmo yɛ na ɔmo ɛhwensi ɛna ɔmo bɔ wa ɛna abɛhu sɛ ayɛ sɛ hwendorɔ bi efi ɔmo hwenem ɛɛba afei ofi hɔ a yɛwɔ bi efɛ no biosecurity measures yɛwɔ nneɛma a yɛyɛ ɛde si nneɛma bi ano sɛdeɛ yɛka yɛ no a ɛma yare no koraa mba ɛdi kan no yɛsɛ restrict visitors mɛɛma ahɔhoɔ ɛmba ubuo no mu ɔpɛ sɛ ɔhwɛ a ma ne gyina akyire na ɔhwɛ because ɛnyɛ ne fault ebi a ɔba no ɔfa beebi ne n'ataade ɔhyɛ anaa ne mpɔboa koraa ebetumi akɔfa biribi a ɛbɛma mmoa no yareɛ nti woma no kwan ma ne ba ebuo no mu pɛ na ɔde abrɛ ɔmo nti no woma ne gyina akyire na yɛfɛ ne sɛn wahwɛ de pɛ sɛ ɔhwɛ afei disinfect equipment wo nam a wode yɛ adwuma no time biara no yɛwɔ biribi a yɛfɛ disinfectant wode bi de bɛsrɛsrɛ ho a ɛma yareɛ no ɛmba afei sɛ mmoa no bi yareɛ a mɛma ɔmo nkyɛ wɔ buo no mu yi dɔmo yare ni na afa ɔmo gu nkyɛn so that yareɛ no ɛnka nkaeɛ no sɛ wode mmoa foforɔ ɛɛba a mɛmfa ɔmo mbɛka dada na ɔmo wɔ ho no straight away ebi afoforɔ na ɔmo ba no ɔmo de yareɛ bi nam anasɛ biribi nti broni se quarantine your new birds wode ɔmo bɛgu baabi asɛde ɔmo for some time and sign na wohu sɛ biribi anim and sign na wode ɔmo aba bɛka ɛfɛ ne sɛn regular ones no ho afei yɛsɛ control rodents no biribi te sɛ nkusie nkura ne adeɛ no ɔsɛ wobɔ ho ban because ɔmo yɛ mmoa bi ɔmo ha adwene papapa ɔmo de yareɛ bebree ɛde ba wɔ anim nti ɔsɛ wo make sure sɛ wosisisisi biribiara no such that ɔmo ɛfɛ ne sɛn ɔmo ntumi amba hɔ amba mbɛsɛ ɛnɔma ama wo ɛsɛ clean houses regularly ɛdɛ ɛna bɛka yɛbɛka biara ɛwom clean ɛna ɛba ne sɛ mmoa no bi so ewu a yɛ ɔmo fi ebuo no mu fast most of the time dɛ ɛyɛ a yɛkyerɛ osɛ bɛyɛ ne sɛ woyi ɔmo a yɛpɛ sɛ wo si ɔmo ana sɛ wokata ɔmo akyi ntɛm but ansa na wabɛyɛ saa no wopa mefa sɛ bi amoa no bɛyɛ 10 na ewu a wobɛtumi esie abɔ amono fɛfɛɛfɛ esie mu bɛyɛ 8 na wogya mmienu na afrɛ veterinary officer no ntɛntɛntɛm anaba no ba mmienu na ɛwɔ hɔ no ɔbɛpapɛ mu wɔhwɛ mu a ɔbɛhu yare ebi a wonim yare eku ɛmoa no nti sɛ veterinary officer no ba ɔpapɛ mu a ɔbɛhu yare prɛko no nti ohun wie a na wɔkɔsie mmienu na aka no so na wakyerɛw treatment afɛma nkae no so that ɔmo nso anya yare no ɛna sɛdeɛ kan no sɛ follow vaccination schedules sɛdeɛ mebra panin no di kan yɛ no wode ɔmo ba wɔ sɛ bi a 2 weeks ɔsɛ woma no coccidiosis wei 3 weeks ɔsɛ woma no wei 5 weeks nti ɔsɛ wo follow saa deɛ no most likely no yare no ɛmba sɛdeɛ ɔka ɔsɛ prevention is cheaper than treatment nokorɛ sɛ wosi ano no a nsunsuanso no yes and say unsiano na friend is saying yare no beba na u treat ya ubaba ho ka bebre mwa no so bewu nti no I say we make sure say de bia no ne veterinary for no edi nkita ho say de odi kai no veterinary for no untumi ye poultry a ono mo endi I just say bia wan say we vet this idea de bia no so ne veterinary for no edi nkita ho afi ye ba marketing edwuma na oye no said obesi aton no enoma oye poultry enoma ye likely so benya wo ma aton eye nkosua live birds emwa na omo fine day old chicks emwa kitten fence nkokon kitten no aye ton nkokon kitten na fe so manure omo eja nan no sisi abeye hot cake me kai say yesua no na me uncle, me late uncle, may he so rest in peace. Or your poultry na now how to dispose of the manure no cry a problem. It do an address your driver could be na ya twego ni journey. And then I have big money. Amount for a barber register. Or more crowd the money paba ebe 2 better no. Inti manure ayesika pa afi potential customers go for abo to me at home. And restaurants, and schools, supermarkets, and some wholesalers. Everyone, friends saying frozen chicken there, no. I feel so. I never quite yeah, shame crimes over here, and say bonus value addition. What the friends saying a bobby back no by no home and mane peja said what they call a German Calbeniano. Now value addition no. Friends say what to me here edi kan no be to say kosua making sure say wa pepa ho ni na fa enye akokwara tutu na kosua be kona a secret na ebini won ho bebre baby wo pepa ho fan ya na wa sort no we yim because kosua na any na the same size to we yim a wo so large size no omo yenya e bia 20 crates e bia medium size yenya say small size yenya say to wo be hu how abesi aton so pricing no so aside and so packaging because na kwaton na say what inside the bibi mu na kwa na ye what the will create mu fine now why ye will label bibia ebo ho say the me brand kind branding no ehu hia pa bo say ade no bo ma ade oton kwa say na enye jebia but the packaging is the way we say the label na ade no say aye na fe nti no hu pe edo be ko straight away nti sa na mani na no eboa afi ya ba challenges are poultry farmers no omo efesi ewo adwuma no mu adwuma bi a said o kan broni say capital intensive o be sha so this ka wura mu pa nti no edikan omo feed no ne bo edin yare ewo system no bebre o ha we ni nda na yare aba eba ne say ye pe bibi say bosia ewo bank and I say bibi sad abaye say adwuma na enye easy market no so engineer faako and they so market na bank of photo adebechiro na asanso atiko and so another problem and generally climate change no them say no affect baby into no like production on the field omo do ebro ni ade no whether na your papa ama omo into no omo ntumi ando ebro no kese and no say no e be affect wo poultry farmer no so because omo nya dodo emba meton enfema and a general rising input cost like normal yade ye adwuma no nebo no kwa na ekosoro afi you see practical tips for success yeah say obe start adwuma na ye mon de kaka no o friend saying on shares kwesiata ho say kwesiata ewo nkoko 20,000 by force me so make start 20,000 ebia one usika endu ho o structure wo no enso te say kwesiata de no nti no wouldn't work as enough. And yeah, first let's say cut your coat according to your size, but you say the assistant, say cut your coat according to your cloth. Because we are size 40 na say want to market to want to make us yen hwe for FM pamata dem ma nti no the friend say wo hwe dodo a wankasa wahome betumi no now they are starting afi so be start a baby a ukoto nkoko no make sure say ukoto if you correct place wo do mo ba so a men ye pepe wo mo feed no kasa wo ye pepe na afi say wo ya da be mo mo feed no correct wo mo feed no correct am so e be convert feed no aye no fine e da ma if anything so when you home for so maintain strict hygiene say the kind no they bia no make sure say how you clean because if you need yare no ba market before production answer na be start o portrait edwa no kra no ubetumi ene bi mu edi nkomo e we chire e bia hotels schools bi na de o me yes I do e bia e bi kra po be person me no be sign memorandum of understanding say adenye ready what the brain you can look into that one. Seek advice from veterinary officers and agricultural extension agents. Point we no into me stressing enough. Men koye champion ata and koye say oh mini veterinary officers, they are trained. Or we are sure they train them for side jumano. Or money agri extension agents, agricultural extension officers, they sure that they train them into omo Emma enemy in mensuru so be call office bibi how wa call na ko kasa kire mo wo kwa mo be receive fe ebe kire de wo say ehun hia say omo be di wechi ene wa call o farm ha mo no be call mo akwa omo kire de wo say I feel continue learning new poultry technologies nipa wo ho na so person otu mpon a wo say wo ko susu ade de bia no so wo try so be suan bibi foforo intino additional ba no bo so in the poultry na people a eduane na nka first year more money decide we can well say e reduce no because you nya more protein and say you just keep on learning into said they be we kra no idea bia so we share we ye ni ye a benya mfa so bebre ewom apart from say wankasa benya bi edi no one benya income benya sika wo ma de be hwe we busua at the same time who generate jobs, who create jobs, ama ebi musu into their families depend on you. Into basically you are looking after other households indirectly. Into yadama art series on pig production. Into your best say mobile so no matter it's mo titi and church no munti bibia say a mo call your website on ma your numbers wo mo fra and church no your jiska your remember mo free so say to your nine ba o community ni mo kra e be to your nine na yaba dan sana mefi akonwa ni mu no me pese ye na yeti roots organic farms yeah ready your fish is almost ready now. And yes, almost are you ready? I can't remember one or two be you see a phone on the idea be yeah the intention be no open fresh jumbo size catfish and tilapia. You look no where else than Roots Organic Farms. Yo, it's here for any I feel for Madam Wasi. I had a bye bye.
Ayana Yahweh. Oh, oh. Zayana Yahweh. Oh, oh. Zayana way. Whoa, Zayana Yahweh. Yo, listen, man. My name is Ja, beloved. You can call me Kwesi Bako when the occasion calls for it. You are watching iCulture TV. Keep it locked. iCulture TV. Africa. From African perspective.
Additional my movie be acquired by GH report by Justice Mafo. I feel Nebraska say in somewhere Yaboabo no free as antimantamu. Yerebe Somo or GH News Now, YouTube, GH News Now, Facebook, GH News Now, TikTok. Yedinina Ebe Somo. Na ye boy room ewo asantemanpon na no ada ukwiada na ye omudwada kese pa na nya senketwa kra na no na ba ye hima o kurum honom na na afia kese wa o ye ba ye hima ene omo moton ba yire wo mpotamu ho nyina omo ba panyina oda omo no odi tudwa se ba yire buso enu nti no mo amofra chirichiri benche bia ba yire no se de openu bia no ubenya ne dosupu na ososo wakwa akoton de openu kakra bi soso ene na busua kodie soso oba ubenya biadi a wo kiremu abayire buso afidi enyame ayadom ama nsu ato nsupa ato ama bayire busu asantemantemu asantemanpon a osre adofo ene wona wa chirichiri bencheye so wufri akra na ba ya ubenya bayire ni biato ufri dwaben ejuso asantemantemu ne mpatamu ba bia ufri ba bia no ubenya biato empo de toa so se empo se takora de kora na ufri ba ubenya bayire no biato ka kumye jeni kokonum se ni shuru ma yakra do awombo yen first interview no emfa emaye wo bra na na afia kese wa a oye ba yehima wa santemanpo dwa kese mu ode nsamo atudwa
na said ye 40 days ni na bayire ni yi ni tie ye atofo kura ni ho akuafo ni nyina sunsumanti yesra atofo enkranfo dwabenfo edwosofo afigase empatamu ga ye nimu di takwadefo de wo ma na emom se wo soma wo bi ba on benya bayira ato papa se tachimani wa mampone wo ho bayira ba papa ye kwa ye huru bi se da afidie yenya ya boy ensem amatwedi ampo nyankopon waya de papa wo mensu ato ama bayimura ba krowura so abeya amamire bia na naja komadu fie obeya amamire bia ma ye enedai na ye dikaya ya badwom ha bayira kura ye nya atofo eti yesra wo mo mo fira chirichiri ye ene benche ye na mo banyina obi amra santemanpon ubenya bayira to papa e ampa bayira na ba sedi hu na first na fiwe aye mo enema na unity pa bayira ni frankasa okrodue mu a ene ya okura 20 million kura bayira obesesan akase 15 million de afrase ya to bayira no ebo ni mu achiche bebre enti de ye kan se atofo na ye niema santemanpo ye ba sedi tie bia obi abenya sedi na koma pe nyamiama bosupa tomanpo ama ye bayira ye fepa
ka kumye jeni kokonum na na afia kese wa ena yete ne nka no ne hema na ne nyako ena yete ne nka no na kese wa ene ne chiame na nyako ena yete wo nka no se bayira buso ba bia wo bia fo ani kiremu ewo asantemanpon na yentufu ase kodie bresiamo otu ne nsem ojabum na yemfa ye nkire eya wo ba asantemanpon hanom a ene ne mpotemu a ha no eya Ashanti North ene yewo Ashanti South omachichim Ashanti South na eya Ashanti South Regional Police Command ena abranti bi a wanya mfie hia no aduonunum 25 years sɛ yɛka korɔ no bɔ paa sɛ yɛmfa tuo nyɛ obi ade a aberanteɛ yɛ adeɛ na ɛdin a wɔfrɛ no ɛyɛ Seidu Masaudu a yɛbɔ no mmara no yɛfrɛ no Masha a apolisifoɔ akɔkye aberanteɛ yi a tu a ɛkura no a ɔde kɔ korɔ no bɔ no ɛnya asɛm ketewa koraa a broni bɛka sɛ ɔyɛ armed robber a ɔmode ɛtuo na ɔmode kɔ korɔ no bɔ na pub ni mu na saa aberanteɛ ɛyɛ July bosome da ɛtɔ so nkron ya 2026 ɛna ɔmo kɔkyia aberanteɛ bi a yɛfrɛ no Abdul Jabbar Sulemana ɛgye ne ho nneɛma a ɔmo ansa ngyae no a ɔmo gye ne kra firi ne nsɛm a ɛyɛ Abdul Jabbar Sulemana ɛtoa nananom ɛwɔ ɛnseɛ doɔ na Deputy Ashanti South Regional Police Commander ɔno na ɛyɛ Deputy Regional Commander no ɔno na ɔyɛ Deputy ɛyɛ Sifas Arthur ɛde tu dwa sɛ apolisifoɔ abɔ mmɔden yie paa ansa na ɔmo sɛ ka saa aberanteɛ Seidu Masaudi enti polisifoɔ nkunimdi a ɔmo di wɔ ɛyɛ Ashanti South no wei nso so ka ho bi na ɛno nso sɛ newsroom ayɛ krado a wɔmbɔ yɛn second interview no ɛmfa ɛma yɛ wɔbrɛ na Deputy Regional Commander ACP Sifas Arthur ɔne nsɛntwerɛfoɔ di nkɔmmɔ no wɔkyerɛ mu die ntira ɔmo kɔkye aberanteɛ
Samye kituwe bi asam kɛseɛ nanso yɛbɔ no tɔfa na kyerɛ sɛ apolisifoɔ ɛwɔ Ashanti South yɛasan di nkunim baako aka ho biom ɛne sɛ ɛyɛ owura bi a ɔyɛ nipa bɔneni na ɔyɛ owi a ɔyɛ huuyɛ keka wɔ n'afɛm na yɛsusu sɛ wakɔdi ewu ne obroni fɛ ne mmɛda no apolisifoɔ nsa so no mu na sɛ owura yi yɛfrɛ no Seidu Masaudu a n'ahotadin ɛyɛ Masha na wotu obi sɛ obi de Masha na ne sɛ ɔyɛ gang paa anaasɛ ɔyɛ guru nti Masha yi nɛnɛ yɛnsa so no mu na obi bɛbisa sɛ ɛbaa ne sɛn ne ɛbaa ne sɛ saa Masha yi yɛsusu sɛ wakɔdi ewu na ɛyɛ 9th July 2026 ɛna ɛyɛ Ashanti South apolisifoɔ a ɛwɔ Obuase ɛnya ne nteɛ sɛ bɔneso bi akɔ so ama obi anaasɛ nipakuo bi a Masha yi da ɔma no akɔdi obi nya akɔtwitwa ne dadeɛ ɔmo kurakura mmaa etuo ɛne asekan na ɔmo akɔtwitwa ɛyɛ aberanteɛ bi a yɛfrɛ no Abdul Jabbar Sulemana ana Abdul Jabbar Suleman ama wapirapira ama ɔmo arahye ne kɔ hospital in fact polisifoɔ tee ne saa na ɔmo de mirika tɛntɛ ɛpɛ mmarima a ɔmo ho de tua ɔmo ho ɛde kɔ faako a dwumadie no na yɛsɛ akɔ so no nso yɛkɔɛ no yɛtiri anyɛ yie yɛkɔɛ na ɔmo adi kan adwane kɔ dada nti apolisifoɔ di akyire ɛkɔ ɛyɛ Anglo Gold Ashanti Hospital a ɛwɔ Obuase faako a na yɛnya ne nteɛ sɛ ɔmo de aberanteɛ na ɔmo apirapira no kɔ no yɛkɔɛ no na kyerɛ sɛ pra na ɔyɛpirapira na ɛni yɛnyan twitwa no pasapasa koraa ne tiri ho ne nan ho ne adeɛ nti yɛkɔɛ na wayɛ nyame dea adɔktafoɔ ne wɔ ɛyɛ dwuma wɔ saa hospital no kyerɛ yɛ sɛ wayɛ nyame dea nti ɔmo de no kɔhyɛ baabi a sɛ ɔmo de kɔtɔ ɛyɛ mortuary ɛbaa ne saa na apolisifoɔ no fa ɔmo ho adwene ɛna yɛyɛ nkonyaa ɛna nyame nkya deɛ obi to nnwom gu yɛasom sɛ ɛyɛ aberanteɛ yi a yɛfrɛ no Seidu Masaudu a n'ahotani ne Masha no wabu ne ketem akɔhyɛ Upper East Region kuro bi a yɛfrɛ no Sɔn a ɛbɛn Bongo nti yɛboaboa yɛn ho ama sɛdeɛ yɛ a yɛyɛ yɛn nneɛma no ahoɔhare so ɛma nkɔfoɔ ɛbɔ toa no wɔ hɔ apolisifoɔ a yɛfiri ɛyɛ Ashanti South yi a yɛde nkɔfoɔ ɛboa nkɔfoɔ no ɛma ɔmo nkyerɛkyerɛ nti ɔmo bɔ toa no hɔ no nyame nkyɛ deɛ ɛkɔɛ na ampa aberante pa akɔbɔ ne ho adwaa ɛwɔ ne kurom Sɔn Bongo a ɛbɛn ɛyɛ Bolgatanga ɛwɔ Upper East Region nti apolisifoɔ ɛde ne mu tee yɛsɔ no mu yɛkɔɛ nso na aberante pa Or say all konusu eja ordinary.
Polisifoɔ de ne mu tee nti no Ashanti South Regional Police Command no yɛbɛbɔ ɔmo aba so yie paa a ɔmo ayɛ adwumaso akɔkɔkye ɛyɛ Seidu Masaudu Masha aberanteɛ yi ɔkɔgye ɛyɛ Jaba Suleiman Akra firi ne nsɛm yɛyɛyɛyɛyɛ a apolisifoɔ nso so anna wɔ so a ɔmotumi akɔkɔkye no aha na brɛ mɛmɛ kwan me yɛde yɛama ne boa yɛkrakra yɛpɛyɛ ɛma yɛsɛ mu nyinaa ɛde firi asantemantam mu yɛde ne nyinaa ebisie da sɛ ne yehu ankuye ne da so te nkɔmu a de ebesie biara no ɛtɔ fam a yɛmmɔmɔ so nsi ɛwɔ ho maafo justice ɛne me din makra mo.
Lord of the slain.
Ayana Yahweh. Oh, Zayana Yahweh. Oh, Zayana way. Whoa, Zayana Yahweh. Yo, listen, man. My name is Ja, beloved. You can call me Kwesi back when the occasion calls for it. You are watching iCulture TV. Keep it locked. iCulture TV. Africa. From African perspective. Ayana Yahweh. Oh, Zayana Yahweh. Oh, Zayana way. Whoa, Zayana Yahweh. Yo, listen, man. My name is Ja, beloved. You can call me Kwesi back when the occasion calls for it. You are watching iCulture TV. Keep it locked. iCulture TV. Africa. From African perspective. Ayana. Oh, Zayana Yahweh. Oh, Zayana way. Whoa, Zayana Yahweh. Yo, listen, man. My name is Ja, beloved. You can call me Kwesi back when the occasion calls for it. You are watching iCulture TV. Keep it locked. iCulture TV. Africa. From African perspective.
for representing. I was not supposed to be here because y'all know I just wanted to do a surgery, right? I just wanted to do some surgery, some. I know all of you know the news. Yeah, but I still said I was gonna come because yo. What is my name? Why some people? Do you know? Why some people? Like I and in the tree put on top of the sky. Every day we see I work for your blind. Like the way I want to fly. Why fly? Why pay? What that they want to do? We are the one in Malina. This is one that they got big people. They got big people. This one is for my true love. I sing that. You ready? Y'all ready? is an African thing. Thank you for singing for God. Yeah. You ready? Y'all ready to see Showboy tonight?
All right, and I am back sitting in for Synergy and KB. Mute the monitors, please. Yes, I'm sitting in for Synergy and KB on this one for arts and culture. And on this episode of Arts and Culture, I would like all of us to be in a somber mood as we remember our departed brother, Fantan Moja. Fantan Moja is was a Jamaican reggae artist of no mean repute at all. Because of copyright reasons, we would not like to we would not play his music. You can just go on YouTube yourself if you haven't heard Fantan Moja's music before, and you can search Fantan Moja. Spelling is right there in the banner. You can get the spelling from there. But Fantan Moja was in Ghana recently, invited by Stoneboy for the Bin Fest. We lost our brother, and I would like for us to observe a bit of silence for the departed brother. When we come back, we'll say more about Fantan Moja. Rising Power Fantan Moja. Yes, again, due to copyright reasons, we will not show, we will not play the audio, but we will at least be able to keep the visuals on so that those of you who do not know Fantan Moja will have an idea of who we're speaking about. The beloved departed Fantan Moja, Jamaican reggae artist. 1 second while we try to situate the videos. Yes, indeed, and then we will proceed with that. Okay. Today, the reggae fraternity, and not just the reggae fraternity, I don't want to go into the politics of that, but the United African family, let me put it that way, and the lovers of conscious music around the world mourn the passing of Fantan Moja, a warrior whose voice carried the fire of righteousness and whose lyrics reminded us that reggae are more than entertainment. It's, for me personally, it remains the king's music. Born Owen Moncrief, Fantan rose to prominence in the early 2000s with powerful songs such as Hail the King, Hungry, Corruption, Thanks and Praise, and Rasta Got Soul. I'm sure Rasta Got Soul is one that a lot of people would be familiar with. But again, like I said, we are not able to play the music because of copyright. You can go on YouTube and just search for that, and any of the songs that appeal to you, feel free to enjoy it. But Rasta Soul is one of my personal favorites. And also Wishing for Me to Fall. We'll come to that. His unmistakable voice, uncompromising message, and unwavering commitment to Rastafari earned him a place among the leading voices of movement. He passed away at the early age of 49 after complications from a heart condition, just weeks before his 50th birthday. Fantan Moja belonged to a of artists who refused to dilute reggae's message. And I want us to emphasize on that because he is, or he was, a warrior. And if for nothing at all, we should remember him kindly for that. That he's one of those few soldiers within the reggae fraternity that refused to dilute reggae's original message for transform, positive. He belongs to the generation of those who stood firm. A lot others stood firm but did not prevail. He is one of those that prevailed. In an era when commercial trends often overshadowed substance, he remained steadfast in promoting spirituality, African consciousness, justice, and hope for the downtrodden, for the ghetto youth, for the ghetto youth in Africa as well. His music challenged oppression while encouraging listeners to remain faithful, resilient, and united. His influence far beyond Jamaica, across Africa, particularly in Ghana, Kenya, Ethiopia, South Africa, and Zimbabwe. His songs became anthems for those seeking truth, identity, and liberation, for those seeking a conduit for the struggle, right? The struggle for righteousness. His music became an anthem for them and a balm for their wounds, essentially. He reminded many Africans that reggae remains a bridge connecting the African continent with its global diaspora. And there's no question about that, in spite of how certain people are leaning towards, defraternizing the family. Reggae music remains a key component or a key item or a key link between Africans home and abroad. Though his earthly journey has ended, his message continues to echo wherever conscious reggae is played. His songs will remain a source of inspiration for young musicians and listeners who believe music should uplift, educate, and empower. To his family, friends, fellow musicians, and countless fans, we here at iCulture TV Radio Culture extend our deepest condolences and commiserations. May they find strength in his legacy cannot be buried. As long as reggae music lives, the voice of Fantan Moja will continue to inspire generations. And I personally remember when he came to Ghana, certain reportage that came out of his performance and all of that. Little did we know that he was not even feeling well at the time. I listened to an interview between, I listened to an interview of him, of Stone Boy, right, on Black Rasta's show, and Stone Boy mentioned that even when he was in Ghana, he was not feeling optimal. Let's just put it that way. And soon after that, we had the sad news of the departing of Brother Fantan Moja. May he continue to rise in power, and to his family once again, and to the extended Rastafari family, our deepest commiserations from us here at iCulture TV Radio Culture. And that is your arts and culture for today. Sitting in for King K and Synergy. We'll see you next week. I'm cutting back to Studio 2, and I believe that we'll be wrapping up the show after this. We thank you very much for joining us on this show. My name is Kwesi Esonba. We will see you next week, God willing. Bye-bye.